All right. This is like a big moment. So today we talk about One Piece arcs every day, right? Today we're talking about Arabasta. This is really a defining moment in One Piece because this is our first really significantly long arc. The story takes place on a much larger scale to them just like dropping in on a village. This is something that's been progressing a while. Since they crossed over into the Grand Line, all of our little stops that we've been kind of moving along. We've added this political element where we've had the Princess Vivi with us, and we've had this threat of the Baroque works, and it's been building up to something that plays out over quite a long period of time when we actually reach the country of Arabasta. And it's showcasing just like, okay, we're not here just to protect our friends, we're here to fight for justice. And that sort of, although they've been like helping people and whatever, that like wider spanning, like influencing political and world events in the name of what they consider justice has not been, a part of their like active MO until, or they haven't had the opportunity to act on it in such a big way until this arc. So it becomes packed with like a lot of big emotional moments, thrilling battles, getting into those themes that we always talk about: loyalty, sacrifice, hope, which all have. Do we have the? Yeah, I'm gonna frickin' do it. So yeah. I mean, this is a big deal for me because I like punk rock, straight edge stuff as well. So whatever. I really like how this arc intertwines like the personal stakes and political turmoil. It's really one of the most memorable arcs. I know I said that's every couple of arcs, but it's great, and especially because so much time we spend with Vivi, who've been like tagging along with recently. But she's like the emotional core here. She truly is like the straw hat that never was, or she still has a chance to be. But her going from the royal princess, this like brave, selfless ally of them, is just like so compelling. Her unwavering like determination to like save her country, even at great personal cost. It feels epic. It feels grand. It feels like a saga. Like it really feels like we're getting to sort of that sort of territory, which One Piece hasn't really touched upon yet. Although we like hinted at this bigger world, and we've had these teases, and we've had these like moments of like mythology and like Town or whatever. But this feels like a big sprawling, like this feels like a movie. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a grand novel, and with Vivi's struggle between like her royal duties and longing to continue to travel to Straw Hats being like a part of that. Really really good, especially in its conclusion. Meeting the leader of the Baroque works in Crocodile, and with his like calm, calculating demeanor and his like grand ambitions, like being like is really it's more in line with. He's like a big bad in the sense that like Arlong was, as opposed to some of the more like bombastic antagonists that we see. Some of them are really enjoyable and effective when you get into like Mr. 3, you get into Boogie. Some of them, like when you Don Krieg or Kudo or whatever he's called, like kind of flop and fall on their face. But he brings this like ruthlessness and manipulation to the people of Arabasta, and he's like a really menacing presence. And I enjoy how it builds up to like that inevitable showdown between him and Luffy. Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, and Nami all managed to get standout moments. Chopper, I'd say no. But they get moments to kind of like, Zoro gets the intense battle with number 1, and it like levels up his swordsmanship. Sanji gets to use like his strategy in number 2. They each kind of get their opportunities to shine. And of course we do have the seemingly villainous Missile Sunday, with her like calm demeanor and like ambiguous motives, who's revealed to be, of course, Nico Robin in her eventual betrayal of Crocodile, and her decision to just like join the Straw Hats, and they're all like, what the hell? And Luffy's like, yeah, sure. Is like it's a real good like twist, because you're waiting for that with like Vivi. you know, to be their like diplomat or negotiator or whatever, and then you get this like archaeologist in Nico Robin, who we don't really learn about her past and true intentions yet. But I'm just gonna flat out say, I've hinted in previous videos, she's like my favorite character in One Piece. Nico Robin is absolutely incredible, but we're not getting there yet in this arc, but you know, we're getting there. Cool stuff in it. The fight between Luffy and Crocodile, although I never really like say that like the fights are you know, my highlights. It's really cool because of just like the multiple defeats that Luffy suffers, and he like keeps going, persevering. His sand-based powers, the Crocodile has, of course, and using the water to like counter them. Really cool, really satisfying. The farewell to Vivi is like one of the most emotional scenes in the arc. It's one of the most. It's like one of those standout sort of like splash page panels that you think of when you think of the manga. The gesture of raising the X-marked arms is like that sign of solidarity and friendship. It's like powerful. It's heartbreaking. It's bittersweet. It perfectly encapsulates the bond between Vivi and the crew, which is sort of long lasting. You've got this reel of Pluton, the ancient weapon. It's adding like this intrigue to the arc of like, what the hell is this thing? It's setting up really important threats to the future. And yeah, it's like you're getting these little hints and ties to this like ongoing larger narrative of the series. But it's still out of respect to the current arc that we're doing in, and it's not like pulling ourselves out of that. It's still grounded within the context of like Arabasta's story. I don't know, man. This is like, at this point you should really be in, and then the idea of just like having like, you know, the crew in like this massive land with like a lot of villains from different angles, like an organization where, you know, there's like these guys you're going after, you know, they're coming for them. You know, they've got all this like political like intrigue and going undercover, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And it is almost like a pinnacle of what One Piece can kind of be, like within just like an individual arc, with sort of ignoring the, you know, because some things are good because they're connected to other things and they're part of it, like a bigger puzzle, right? And of course this is as well, but I think in just terms of like what One Piece can be, and I'm going to say that again for like when we get into some real piratey stuff in some arcs real soon, it's just like big adventure, feels like a movie, feels grand, nice setup, threats and villains and, you know, walls to get through and pass through. Everybody, you know, really good supporting guest character who's with them for the arc in Vivi, you know, like, because that stuff really hits for me, and personally I think it's the way to go, rather than the crew just expanding, because some characters get nothing to do. Example, Chopper, he had nothing to do in this, and I argue he never has anything to do ever. So like Vivi being like, you know, filling that role for this arc of being who's alongside them and like kicking ass with them, the intense confrontations with Crocodile. Arabasta's it. I'm excited for how they might show this in the live action as well, because they're kind of gearing towards that somewhat soon on the Netflix show. But yeah, Arabasta is it, man. Arabasta is it. Really enjoyable. Yeah, it just feels bigger. Just feels kind of like One Piece the movie, or One Piece the novel. It feels like just like a bigger story than just like a little stopgap on an island. And yeah, and I like it. And you know, we start to move into the territory of more and more of these sorts of things happening, these longer extended stays in particular regions, and some of them are complete hits like this, some of them kind of miss, but yeah, that's Arabasta. So tomorrow we're going to start talking about I think it's Jaya's the next arc, as we get into like the Sky Island saga and arcs and stuff like that, and a lot more Nico Robin, who I'm excited to talk about. Nico Robin, because I'm a big Nico Robin fan, and the next few arcs, it's all about Nico Robin, which is great. Okay, guys, you want to talk about One Piece with me? Please comment below, because that's why I'm here. I want to talk about One Piece.